In today's video, we are talking about creating a college list that will maximize your chances of acceptance. My name is Niketa Bhatnagar and welcome to my channel Homeschooling Basics. Over the course of next few weeks, we are talking college admissions, all things college admissions, transcripts, resumes, recommendation letter, counselor letter, how to go about these, especially as homeschoolers. So make sure you stay tuned in for those. In fact, we did all of these just last year with our son. He has been homeschooling since 6th grade, and I'm excited to share that he got into almost all the colleges that he applied to with scholarship. In fact, the college that he is joining in just a few weeks, it's an honors college. He not only got a very generous merit-based scholarship, he's also getting a stipend for a study abroad program, a paid professorial assistantship. He's also been selected for a scholars program. It's a very prestigious program. Only 20 kids get selected in 1 year for this program. And based on the courses that he took in his high school career, he's finished 58 of the 120 required for graduation. That means technically he can finish his graduation, his bachelor's, in just 2 years. We are very excited and proud of him for doing all this. I share all this not to brag about him, but to tell you guys that it is very much possible even for homeschoolers. When we were new, when we had started our homeschooling journey, and in fact throughout it, we've always been on the lookout for the success stories. Do homeschoolers get into good colleges? Are opportunities available for homeschoolers in these colleges? Scholarships? So just wanted to share that yes, I wanted to share so that you don't doubt yourself and continue on this homeschooling journey. Before we get into the making the list part of it, let me share just two quick things. One is that every college that you apply to, there is an associated fees with it that ranges from $50 to $850. $50 to $85. So that's, if you're applying to 10 colleges, that's $500 to $850. And I think 10 is the base minimum that you should be applying to. And the second thing is that every college, or at least some of the selective colleges, they have supplemental essays. This is an essay on top of the Common App essay, and most of the times that's more than one supplemental essay. There's like 2, 3. In fact, we had seven. One college required 7 supplemental essay, and if you're applying to the honors college, there are more essays for that. So kids apply. The kids, when they are doing this application process, they end up writing anywhere from 20, 30, 40. Even more essays. That's a lot of work to manage on top of your schoolwork. So I just wanted to share that this is the reason we do not just apply to all the colleges out there, but shortlist them and make a list that you are more likely to get into and would like to get into. So now we get into the making the college list. Step 1, make a list of 30 to 40 colleges, as many as you would like. Start with the ones that you know you want to apply to, and then Google the rest. I would look into US News. That's a good place to check. They have all the colleges arranged according to the ranks. At the top would all probably be Ivies at Stanford, MIT, those kind of colleges. And if you feel your child has a shot at those, start from there. If not, just scroll down the list and see where your child has a good chance of getting into. But that's not where I would start. I would start a few colleges above that. So from there, just write down 30 to 40 names of colleges, as many as you would like. Step 2 is when we are going to start narrowing down the list. In step number 2, we are going to use filters to narrow down a list. One filter that you can use is the location. Maybe you're on East Coast and you don't want to go to West Coast, or the vice versa. Or you don't want to go to South, or you don't want to go to North, whatever. If location is a consideration, that's a good filter to use to narrow down your list. Another filter that you can use is the major. Make sure, if you already know what major you're interested in, make sure the colleges that you have on your list do have that major. If not, you can take those out of your list, or any other academic consideration. Filter number 3 would be the campus size. Big campus, small campus. You want to be a big fish in a small pond, or a small fish in a big pond, that kind of a thing. And fourth filter could be the campus style. This was a criteria for us. Some colleges, they have they are like integrated through the city, a little spread out. They have one building here, stores in between, that kind of a thing. And some are enclosed, they're like campus. So that could be a criteria for you, or the Greek life in those campuses. So college tours are actually a good idea to weed these out. So that's the fourth filter that you can use. Not all these filters apply to everybody. See what applies to you and see if it can help you narrow down the list a little bit. So let's move on to step number 3. Step number 3, whether you have 20 colleges or you still have 40 colleges left in your list, we are now going to divide them into 3 categories: reach, target, and safety. These are terms used in common application process to describe the likelihood of your getting into a particular school. You can judge if a school is reach, target, or safety by comparing your grades with the admission statistics of that school. You can check this by going online and just checking the average SAT or ACT scores for the admitted students for that school, same for GPA, and you compare it with yours. And based on that, we are going to divide them into reach, target, and safety. Reach schools. Here you have 20 to 25% chances of acceptance. Your test scores are on the lower end of the average, the range of the test scores of the admitted students here. So just based on your academics, it's slightly difficult to get into these colleges, but maybe you have done something in terms of extracurricular or sports or something that you have a chance of getting into these colleges. So basically, it's going to be difficult to get into these colleges, but not completely out of realm. Target school. Here you have 20 to 75% chances of acceptance. Your grades, your test scores meet the requirements of the college. You are very likely to get an acceptance into these colleges. Safety schools. Here you have 70 to 75% chances of acceptance. Your grades, your test scores are more than 70% of the students admitted into these schools. You are very likely to get into these colleges. So that's how you would divide your list into the 3 categories: reach, target, and safety. Best do it on a spreadsheet where you have one column for the name of the college, one for the test score range, that's say SAT or ACT range, one for GPA, and one for the category that it falls into. That could be reach, target, or safety, and one more column for the acceptance rate of the college itself. So far we've been talking about the likelihood of the student getting into these colleges. Now we are talking about the acceptance rate of the college itself. That means how many students it accepts per year, the percentage of the students it accepts per year, and it differs from college to college. The Ivies having a very low acceptance rate, Harvard's, they have like 4 to 5% acceptance rate, and so on for all the other Ivies and other selective colleges. So you are just writing these down because it will factor into when you are shortlisting your list. Step number 4, we are on the final step of our college making list process. Now we are ready to shortlist the list to the number of schools that you plan to apply to. An ideal school list would have a good mix of the reach, target, and safety, something that would allow you to shoot for the stars while ensuring that you gain admissions into at least one of these. What we're now going to do is create a list with we'll pull out some of the reach schools, some of the targets, some of the safety, with a heavier hand on the targets and the safeties. It is very important to have a good number of target and safety schools in your list. I know it is very tempting to add the reach schools, a lot of reach schools in your list with the hopes that they'll get into these schools. But remember, they are reach schools for a reason. They are difficult to get into. You are looking at your child as an individual, but the college, the admissions officers, they are looking at as a whole. They have their own set of criteria for admitting a student into their college, and you can never predict that. So I would place a heavier hand on the safety schools and the target schools. We are all but done with making the list. Just one final thing before we sign off: the financial aspect. Private schools can be as affordable as public schools sometimes, based on the different scholarships that kick in, the merit-based and need-based scholarships that kick in. So I wouldn't completely rule them out. Just do your homework and read about their scholarships that are available through them. So that's one. On the other end, I would add a financial safety school to the list. A school that's a safety school that classifies as a safety school for your child, as well as something that you can afford, just to manage expectations. So there you have it. Your list is all but ready. We are now ready to move on to the next step. I hope you liked this video. Make sure you like and subscribe if you did. And I'll see you in the next one. I wish you guys all the best.